Hello there, and good day. As you can tell, just looking at the screen, this is going to be a Ultima Online video. And I'd like to preface it by saying, first and foremost, that I have no experience recording such videos. So I apologize beforehand for possible low quality. Also, for any English mistakes I end up making, because English is a second language, as you can probably tell by my accent. So, I guess a bit of an introduction is in order. I'm Drow King. I'm a veteran UO player, I guess you could say. I have been playing this game for, I don't know, man, probably more than 20 years now. And especially in this kind of setting, which is a role play environment. This shard here, this server, is called Regisfall. I'm gonna type it here. Regisfall is a roleplay server. That means you are 100% of the time immersed in your character. You speak as he would, you act as he would, and I just love it. It's uh, it's like a tabletop RPG, basically. And in fact, many of the inspirations from Regisfall come from Dungeons and Dragons, the most famous TTRPG. You have classes in this system, you have subclasses, you have feat, abilities, you have levels. You actually level up your character. I won't go into too much detail about the system itself. This video will be more about the build, this character's build. But as we talk about it, and I'm gonna be very thorough, I will explain the build and then I will take this character to a high level dungeon, which I will attempt to solo. And um, I will explain my decisions as we go, right? Explaining how the build works, okay? So, as you can see here on my screen, I'm sharing everything with you guys against my better judgment. So, you can see here the character's name, Magnus Empyrean. He is currently my main character. He is the Lord Commander for the Kingdom of Mercadia, and he's a node guy, as you can see from his paper doll. So, this is his strength, dexterity, intelligence, resistance, all maxed. HP, stamina, and mana, right? And damage as well. Um, I want to go over the class first for those who are not familiar with Regisfall. So, Magnus is a fighter. Fighters are good tanks, they have good sustained damage, they are resilient, they don't have a lot of utility or spells, but they can wear heavy armor and they can have proficiency in any kind of weapon, including ranged weapons. But my character is melee, basically. I'm not a fan of ammunition, so my ranged characters are usually mages. So his subclass is Berserker, and the main ability, like the main power of a Berserker, is in fact losing power. It's when he is losing HP that he's at his peak of strength. Because of his rage ability, the less HP you have, the more damage and the more swing speed you have as well. So it's a very unique and interesting playstyle, as you'll see when we start the action. So first of all, when I plan a build, I I try to come up with a concept. And this concept often revolves around a weapon, an ability, a specific ability, or some concept I have in mind. So for this guy, I wanted to dish out the most damage I could in the shortest amount of time. So he is very damage focused, and he's also a little focused in crowd control, which fighters are very good for. He is not a tank by any means. He has some tanking capabilities, but not a tank. He's not a defender, not a paladin. He's a berserker. He's here to kill things fast, right? So berserkers have. So here I'm gonna start to go into the build itself. Here are my weapons. Berserkers have an intrinsic ability to. Hold on, let me show you. Yep. So as you can see here, berserkers have a chance to double strike on hit. So this is especially useful when you're at a high swing speed. In other words, at low HP. So as the faster you hit, the more chances you have to double strike, right? I wanted to create a build that relied on this a lot to do as many attacks in a short period of time as I could. So my weapon of choice, my main weapon, I should say, my PvP weapon, is a dwarven axe, masterwork, and made out of mithril with a +5 weapon damage augment. Why mithril? In my opinion, mithril is the most balanced of the metals. Even if it's not an alloy, I still think for humans it's the most efficient metal for weapons, right? The dex bonus and swing speed bonus are good. Lower hit chance increase, but I have hit chance from many other sources because hit chance is very important for berserkers. You want to hit your targets, right? So the other good thing about this dwarven axe is that his primary ability is double strike. And while your second strike from double strike is on a chance as well, it's not guaranteed to hit. Well, if you have very high um, weapon skill and hit chance increase, chances are you are not going to miss that second attack. And that second attack can proc everything, including the chance to double strike on hit. So when I use double strike with the Dwarven Axe, I basically double my chances of proccing this. And sometimes I can proc on both hits if I'm really lucky, resulting in 4 hits. And 4 hits by a Berserker at full rage is something, let me tell you. That's not all. Because I'm a fighter, I have access to Furious Assault. And this is what Furious Assault do. Basically, you use this command, Assault, and on a 5-second cooldown, you can break your swing speed and deliver an attack outside of the swing speed timer. Every 5 seconds, you can unleash an extra attack if you use the command, of course, and it costs stamina for doing so. So when I'm doing Furious Assault, double strike with my X, I will be proccing this a few times. So it's like bam, 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 bam. It's like a machine gun when you're on high rage, and you can see my damage is not low by any means, even at full HP. Why is this so? Because since my build is damage focused, I got everything I could to improve my damage. I have it on my damage increase on jewelry, on my equipment, etc. Also, my mastery. I went with the base fighter mastery, which basically is a passive damage increase of 10% when you are at maximum level. 10% seems like very little, but there is a caveat here. Increases all damage dealt. So this is not for attacks only. It affects all of your abilities. And some of them are on a 30-second cooldown. So it's worth it, in my opinion at least. I tried the other masteries. Forceful Strike seemed nice, but it procced. It was on a chance, right? So when it procced, it was good, but it didn't proc often. And the other one seems good as well, except that it mitigates damage. And in this build, I don't want to mitigate damage. I want to take all damage. It's a masochist build. So this one seemed the logical choice. It's simple, it's always active, and it amplifies all my damage. Not to mention that the multiplier from rage will also be affected by this. Okay? So this is one thing buffing my damage. Another thing is my skills. As you can see here, I have 100 lumberjacking, which gives me another 10% damage for axes, right? Um, of course, I have tactics as well, anatomy as well. These are basic stuff buffing my damage. So this is the general idea. It's basically to unleash a flurry of attacks in very little time. Okay, um, with damage increase, enchantments, and hit chance increase as well. I basically have very little defense chance increase because, as I said, I want to get hit on this character. The more damage he receives, the stronger he gets. But as I said, the build isn't only focused on damage, it's also focused secondarily, I should say, in crowd control. So, my fighter trinket, look there, it gives me 5% chance on melee hit to deal a crushing blow. Crushing blow deals a little extra damage and a paralyze, very short paralyze. So in all those attacks that I'm unleashing in my machine gun, each attack has a 5% chance to paralyze my target, preventing them from escaping or doing anything against me. Okay. Moreover, the Dwarven Axe has an intrinsic ability. It's not listed here, but it it has a chance to stun as well on hit. So so I have two chances to stun my target in each of those attacks. So it doesn't proc often. It's a low chance, but because I have two chances, it it procs more often than it wouldn't if I were using a sword, for example. Which as you can see, I have some swords here, which I'll explain in a bit. I have two shields. But the one I use is this one. It's a very simple shield I found in a treasure chest. It has nothing, just 7 hit chance increase. Of course, I increased the durability with powder fortification, and yeah, I use it just for the hit chance. The other one gave me block and some DCI, but I don't care for that. So speaking of block, on my skills here, you can see, oops, you can see I only have 120 block. And I say only because normally I take this to 130, sometimes 140, either block or dodge, and as well as the weapon skill. You can see my swordsmanship is 140 here. But why just 120 block? Well, because the more block you have, according to the formula, the more damage you mitigate when you block an attack. And as I said, I don't want to mitigate a lot of damage. I want to survive, of course, but I want to take damage as this build. Moreover, being a human, I have extra stats to distribute per level up. Magnus is level 25, so he is maximum level. So I invested all my extra points into strength only. And as you can see from here, I also have Oath of Thalatos from my race feat, which gives me an extra 40 to strength and hit points. So Magnus is quite strong, and strength also influences your block chance. So I am mostly mitigating damage using this instead of this, so to speak. And this also improves my damage. I realized Dex could be important for avoiding damage, which I don't want, but it could be important for swing speed. But I can compensate that with rage and swing speed enchantments. Okay? Okay, we're almost done going over the build. Okay, abilities. Of course, Shield Bash for an extra instance of damage, and the stun, basically every 30 seconds. Furious Assault, which I already covered. Dragon Roar, more crowd control. Long cooldown, but excellent feat. Disarms anyone around you and makes enemies flee. You will see this in action when we delve into the dungeon. Intimidating Shout, very good abilities like a curse, mass curse, in fact. Lasts, I think, for 2 minutes. Battle Stomp, it's AoE with AoE stun as well, AoE damage and AoE stun, and of course, our trademark ability, Berserker Rage, which is basically automatic. The more damage you take, the more damage you deal, and the faster you swing. Armor proficiency lets me wear heavy armor. Going over my armor very briefly, I have the Marauder set, but I replaced the chest piece for Heart of the Lion. In basically just for the extra 20 HP, because I wanted to have a ton of HP on this character. Why? Because HP on a Berserker means damage. And the more HP you have, the stronger, or I should say, the more resilient you will be at your maximum, which is 33%. Below 33% HP, your rage doesn't give you any bonus. So the more HP you have, the stronger you will be at those 33%, right? Tactical assessment, it comes with the subclass. It gives you insight on monsters, stats. Rage barrier gives you a small shield that builds up the more you hit targets. Very good when you are low HP. And power lunge, it's basically an attack, special ability attack, short range but AoE, and you can activate this every 30 seconds. Okay, I think that's all my feats. Right, so I think we covered everything. I think we can go for the actual action right now. You can see he is also a treasure hunter. Disable device, I couldn't get to 100, but I have items to buff this. Having high arms lore is important. My gauntlets give me an extra 10, I believe, and 6 from the earrings, because the more arms lore you have, the more special attacks you can unleash, like double strike. And the more double strikes I deal, the higher chances I have of proccing all those things I listed. My PvP weapon is the +5 weapon damage augment, but my PvE weapon is this one, which is the same weapon, but with a different augment. It has a hit mana leech 30% augment. Why? Well, because I want to leech mana, so I can keep unleashing double strikes unimpeded. This is very good in other dungeons. In this one, not so much, because this is an undead dungeon, and I have an undead slayer weapon. And this is the reason for the swords. This one is undead slayer, and it has armor ignore, which is also very good with a berserker. But after some testing, I realized the double strike does more damage in the long run, believe it or not. And I have this other sword here, which is Demon's Lair, and this one here, which is Dragon's Lair. I use them just for these specific cases. Okay? And of course, we'll be using the Undead's Lair for a big part of this dungeon, which we're going to start now. Sorry for the long introduction, but I hope it was clear and you enjoyed the video. As I said, I will comment as I go on. So that this little number up here is my rage barrier, right? You can see my damage is quite high already because of the Undead's Lair, and this is with the armor ignore. So you can see I use some, not some, but I use quite a lot overhead messages like this one, stunned. This is if my trinket or if my X procced their stand ability. You will see I have these kinds of things for everything basically. I want all the information I need on the screen, and I'm gonna also place my cooldowns on this corner here. Okay, these enemies are weak, so we just power through. This weapon, Eternal Light, is an artifact, and in fact my favorite weapon on the shard, because it has 40%. See, 40% mana increase. Oh, sorry, mana leech. And because of the Undead's Lair, I deal a lot of damage to Undeads. You can see my Rage Barrier building up here. So, the leech abilities scale with the damage you deal. So the more damage you deal, the more you leech. So Undead's Lair, I will be dealing a lot of damage to Undeads. So I will be leeching a lot of mana. So I can chain armor ignores with this sword. You will see it in action when we face some stronger Undeads. So yeah. So I'm just fighting one target at a time, but we're gonna go AoE mode now. I switched out of my Undead's Lair weapon, and this is something I love doing. I gather all the enemies. You see, I'm not taking damage because I have Rage Barrier up, and it's still up. It's about to go down. Oh, I'm poisoned. Perfect. Boom. And they're all dead. Okay, so you can see now I'm still poisoned, and I will not, and I will not, I will not cure that. I don't cure poison on this character. So starting to face some stronger opponents. Look at how fast my mana goes up with this sword. Okay, armor ignore, and he's dead. 3 hits. Okay, look here. Shield bash and not cleave. Sorry. Man, I just looked at the ability and forgot the name. Lunge, power lunge. I have a hotkey to use both of them at the same time, which is what I use in PvE the most. So I'm looking for my overheads here. So you can see I have an overhead for Furious Assault as well when it's off cooldown. Let's go upstairs. Switching back to my X for some AoE damage because the secondary ability is Whirlwind. And bear in mind, guys, as I said, this is a roleplay server. So it's early in the day, we don't have a lot of people online right now. But if I run into people and they may be allies or enemies, I might have to roleplay and engage in conversation or maybe go hunt with them or even fight them. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. For now, we're just showcasing the build. You're going to see it shining the most against stronger mobs. These are not particularly strong. Okay, they are all together. And because I have Mana Leech, I can just unleash it. All my whirlwinds without running out of mana. Of course, the character also has some regens, some HP regen, not a lot because I want to be low HP. Stamina regen is the one I focus the most because I regen mana using my weapons. And I need stamina regen because, as I said, Furious Assault consumes stamina. And yes, I open the corpses twice. One in the loot box and the other in the corpse. Why? Because I'm paranoid. Okay, we are about to approach somewhat harder area with many enemies, and we're going to engage them all at once. And look at this! Dragon Roar! Now they are running in fear, and I have time to deal, okay, with them as fast as I can. Okay, you can see this is all double strikes, guys. I am just spamming it. Okay, so now we have both. We're gonna kill the Blood Elemental first. Okay. So switching to the Demon. So you can see I'm already a bit. I'm going behind him because when you are behind enemies, you have a chance, slight HCI increase, hit chance increase. Look how fast I'm hitting him. You can see I'm very low HP. I'm gonna switch to another X, Adamantite War X. Why this X specifically? Because it had 40% HP life leech. Sorry, 40% HP leech. So when I am starting to get low on HP, I don't disengage to heal with bandages. In fact, I rarely use them. I switch to this. Oh my god, another undead demon right there. I switch to this X because it has great swing speed increase and 40% life leech. And when I am low, remember what I said about leeches, that they scale with the damage you deal. So when I'm on low HP, I'm dealing a lot of damage. With life leeching X, I will also leech a lot of life. Look at my HP going up. When it's up, I revert back to my Mana Leech X using double strikes on repeat and Furious Assault on cooldown, and he's dead. Alright, let's keep going. We're gonna head to Hell now, which is where this video will end. I actually don't know how long it is. Okay, still not going with my Undead Slayer here because many weak enemies, so I prefer to use Whirlwind. And Battle Stomp, because AoE, right? And AoE in this shard I've found is excellent for leveling up. Oh, this is a stronger leech, so I'm switching to my Undead Slayer to dispose of him this quickly. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 attacks. Those were with armor ignore, by the way. I'll just ignore this room. Alright. Second level of Jean Paul. It starts to get harder, but not so much as of yet. We're gonna run this way first. Okay, so I'm not gonna waste any abilities on this guy because I want to save my cooldowns for this other guy here. And you can see I use, when I'm fighting something big as this, I usually like to set them as my last target, just in cases. And for this enemy, I'm gonna switch to my Undead Slayer sword, which is a Blade of the Righteous. It's a craftable plan. Hello there. Goodbye. Yes. His layer properties are strong. They are very strong, and people don't use them quite enough. They usually select one weapon and stick with that weapon for everything. If you're playing a melee character, especially, I really encourage you to have different weapons for different situations. Okay, Battle Stomp. I will switch to my Undead Slayer here while they're stunned. Yep. Okay, another barrel run. You see that's me using that burst. It's me using armor ignore. This sword also has it. And both lunge, power lunge, and shield bash at the same time. It's a big burst of damage. Okay, some more on that here, and then we're in Hell. It's not really hell, it's just how people call it. Because a lot of demons there. I'm switching to my axe here for maximum damage because I don't get the lumberjacking bonus with swords. But against undeads, the undead's lair property is still the best. And as you can see, in some of these hits, I actually recover mana because I'm proccing the mana leech. So 2 enemies, one of them somewhat strong, so I'm gonna use this. Dragon Roar to keep the demon away from me as I deal with this guy here. Double strike, double strike, double strike. He's dead. Okay, switch to Undead's Lair sword. This sword has some HP regen. HP leech. So it has no mana leech. So I couldn't use a lot of armor ignores there because I'm low on mana. And we are now arriving at the gates of hell. After these last 3 guardians, we will be there. So every time you see this stunned is either an ability stunning an enemy or my axe or my trinket. You can see it happens quite frequently. So this big guy here, the Shadow Knight, he is an undead. So I switched to an undead, to my Undead's Lair sword, and check this out. Oh man, I find this too funny. And you just don't run out of mana. This works with other classes as well, but of course, Berserker is the best one for it because of the damaging, the several buffs to damage you get from everywhere, which indirectly buff your leech abilities. Oh, an Impaler. So this is a demon. So I'm switching to my demon's lair. Oh, there's an abysmal aura right there. Let's try to fight one at a time. I switched to my Undead's Lair weapon. You can see I'm deadly poisoned now. So I might have... This weapon does not leech a lot of HP. Nor does it leech any mana. So I will be using Armor Ignores in this fight. So eventually, I might have to switch to my Mana Leech weapon. Or Life Leech weapon in case I go down a lot, which might happen because I'm mortal wounded and with deadly poison in my veins. But he's almost dead. And he's dead. Are we going to cure poison? Of course not. We are Berserker. We thrive in damage. So there's a... Okay, let's go for this guy first. Why? Because I'm low on mana. And I know he's an undead. Oh, I don't want the other one to see me. So, and I know he's an undead. My Undead's Lair weapon has mana leech. Very high mana leech. So, and I'm low HP. So that means I'm gonna deal a lot of damage to this asshole. As well. Poison works in your favor. Look at that damage, guys. And look at my mana. We're not going anywhere, bro. Yep, and I'm still deadly poisoned, but I'm in some danger here. So I am gonna switch to my Undead's Lair, my Demon's Lair, because this one is a demon, and let's see if this will be enough to recover some HP, because as I said, this sword has 20% life leech, but because my damage is so high, because of this layer property, I'm already okay. But I will keep healing because, yeah, the weapon has life leech. Nothing I can do about it. If I could prevent it, I would not heal at all. Unless I'm like almost dead, right? And I need to survive. Okay, let's keep going. What I like about Hell is that the enemies here are strong, but there's some room between them, so you can fight one at a time. And they're good XP. They have a chance of dropping artifacts. So for those of you used to regular Euro, yep, you can see these are the champion spawns from the Gauntlet. And I don't think they are nerfed, maybe even buffed. So yeah, they are that strong, but as we remember, but stats here on Regisfall, as you can see, can go way high. And we have custom mobs as well, which are way stronger than these guys. So I'm taking the fastest hell route, which is to come down this hallway here, and then you return to the normal path. When we come back, we will come back from that side, and those two mobs will maybe have respawned. Okay, Shadow Knight, come at me, bro. I'm pulling him because I know there's another mob up there. So, lunge and shield bash, armor ignore, and he's off. Where is he? There he is. Armor ignore. Okay, I used Battle Stomp to stop the Impaler from reaching me. I could use Dragon Roar. Why not? Because this Shadow Knight is almost dead, and Dragon Roar has a very long cooldown. So, and I knew I would kill him in enough time before this Impaler would get me 2 down, with both of them hitting me. And I switched to my Demon Slayer weapon. Need to manage my mana here, because yep, this weapon does not leech it. Okay, I'm gonna have to switch to my Mana Leech X to get some mana back. Okay, I think that's enough to finish him. And I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the double strike procs, not the procs from this ability here, a chance to double strike on hit. It's happening often. Oh, okay, flash renderers. There are no layers for them, so I just use my Mana Leech X. This is my Rage Barrier going up, mitigating some damage. This is the way I mitigate damage, not exactly with block. Wow, I'm missing a lot. Oh, and you can see him laughing. Yes, I suppose I should explain that. In Razor here, you can set up overhead messages, and I have many of them. And the ones I have that, see here, 4 attacks. This means that both my normal attack and the double strike from my primary X ability procced my Berserker double strike. So I forgot what I was saying before. Oh yes, overhead messages. You can add sounds to the overheads, and the stun sound is the laughter. Why? I don't know. I just like the laughter sound. It seems like something my character would do if he prevented someone from escaping his deadly attacks. Magnus is he's a good guy. He's a hero type. He's lawful neutral. But he has a dark past. Not so dark, but he basically was a mercenary in a long-lasting civil war in the continent of Celt. That's why my X's are named Celtish X. I renamed them because they're masterworks. So the war left him quite scarred. So as you can see, as a Zerker, you're moving fast. Why? Because you don't want your rage barrier to go down. But you don't want it to go down when you are low HP. I am not low, so I do want to take some damage now. So because I'm only 6 rage barrier, I will take some distance so it wears off. Because it goes down when you stop dealing damage. I think it might be down now. Okay, yes. Yeah, it just goes up too fast. I hit too fast. It's on hit. It's every hit. That's why poison is good sometimes. I know a Zerker who used to carry deadly poisons with her to drink. And cooldowns here, I will show you. You can manage them. For example, power lunge. Oops. If you add a line like this, say cooldown lunge 30, it will show that on your screen. So for example, if I use lunge here, see, I use lunge and shield bash at the same time, both for 30 seconds, and they're here. Furious Assault, there you go. Because Furious Assault is on such short cooldown, I have many reminders on the screen. There's this, there's the cooldown here, and the overhead message. And I'm bleeding. Good. I think you get the idea though. I will probably not gonna do the whole dungeon, because at this point we're basically repeating ourselves. But I think it gives you an idea on how you can be creative with what the game offers you and craft powerful and fun build to play. Okay, I like hunting a lot, so dealing damage is important for my characters, and I have a ton of fun with this character. It's a shame, I wanted to get really low HP to show you at its maximum potential, but I didn't have the chance here just yet. And look how fast I'm recovering mana here. And I'm not even armor ignoring him. But I'm gonna start now. So let's fight one more mob. Oh, just too many Shadow Knights. The Shadow Knights are the weakest of these mobs. And they can stun us as well. Oh, and you can see that when he teleports away, if you hold Ctrl Shift to show names, you will see a tag showing the location where he went. It's for the animation, and that's where you target with detect hidden to reveal him. All right, I think this. Oh, see, Rage Barrier exhausted. I think this concludes the video, guys. Probably longer than intended, but I hope it. I hope you liked it and it was educational in some way. I will probably do one of these for each of my characters. I'm very passionate about this game, about Ultima Online in general, but about Regisfall specifically. It's the only shard I play nowadays, and I have a ton of fun here. So I'm gonna sign off now. I don't know how frequent these videos will be. I am not a video maker, um, and but I'm when I have some free time, I'm gonna do this to share with the community at least. And thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.